Hi, Ayanna here, and as usual, we're coming to you from the meeting lounge here on Carib Road. As you know, when we started this talk show, we looked at a lot of different issues, but we looked at it from a female point of view. I heard from a lot of my viewers, my listeners, and my readers, and they said, Ayanna, when are you going to get some testosterone in that show? And so for that reason, I phoned up two of my good friends, Dr. Kenneth and Minister Davian Chase. And so we're going to, have just a roundtable discussion on some issues that I know you guys want to hear about, but we're going to do it from a male point of view. And so before we get into it, I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we'll get right into the conversation. Is that okay?
All right. Fine with me.
All right, so Dr. Kenneth I see you conceding to Davian. No, sir.
Just everyone's so now, so that it's coming already.
Yes, yes.
I have seniority now, so I get very to youth one time.
I know. But you're a life coach. You're a motivational speaker.
I am a Christian,
guru.
That's correct. First, I call myself the Christian CEO. I've
Okay.
been involved in education, aviation, hospitality.
Okay.
I'm a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and speaker. And some persons say behavioral analyst. I
Okay.
can analyze behavior.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of this is caused made possible because I know my sense of purpose.
Yes,
I
yes.
say to myself, I help persons to give birth to their purpose. So
Uh-huh.
I'm a purpose pusher.
Okay.
So that's who I consider myself to be.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. What about you, sir?
Maybe I should have gone first. I'm a singer, songwriter, worship leader, also a conference host. And I am advocate for purpose as well.
Okay. All right. So I think that we have a lot of purpose to go around this table, correct?
True.
Now, I will admit to you guys that I do know these gentlemen from church, but this is not going to be a church show.
Wow.
This is going to be a real show,
Very much.
okay? Now, of course, that begs the question, is church not real? But that's for another show, all right? So, Dr. Kenneth Roma, I call you a guru. Let me tell you why. Because I went online, I looked at your website, and I love the fact that you are, what is it, autographing or teaching us to autograph our lives with excellence. Can you give us an explanation of what that means?
Well, I'll tell you what, Ayanna, many years ago, I won an award called the National Teacher of the Year Award. It's a young guy. Of course,
Yes.
you were an excellent teacher yourself, still are one. And somebody asked me a question. They said to me, what makes the difference between a good teacher and an average teacher
Okay.
or an excellent teacher?
Okay.
And at that time, I began to look at my own life, going through challenges, not immune from some of the normal challenges facing any average young man.
Yes.
And I found out that the difference between those who win and those who lose is simply a mindset.
Ah, wow.
But we control the pen that writes our life story.
Yes.
So I say to the persons, you don't dictate to me how my life's outcome should look. First of all, it's grounded in scripture. And then secondly, God has given me a pen for me to write my own life story.
Yes.
So I said to persons at that time that every job done, every task undertaken is a reflection of the person doing it.
Okay.
Autograph your own life with excellence.
Wow.
So excellence became my hallmark. It became something I always put my indigenous stamp on. Every
Okay.
person has, they leave an indigenous fingerprint on this earth.
Okay.
Okay, what is going to be an indigenous fingerprint? What is going to be your indigenous mark? It has to be a standard of excellence. So in my own mind, I always thought about ways to do it a little bit better.
Okay.
Good is the enemy to great. When persons have done a good job, I'm saying it's not good enough.
Yes.
Have you done a great job? Have you learned to autograph your life with excellence? So that's what
Wow.
my whole life has been about, helping persons to put the indigenous fingerprint on their lives,
Wow.
autographing their own life with excellence.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, Davian, I don't want to leave you out of this because in a way, your ministry allows us to also offer God our very best worship.
Yes.
How do you find that excellence ties in with what you do?
Well, it ties in because I want to be my best vocally. For ministry, you pray and you fast and you ask God, okay, what is it you have to say for these people? I don't want to say what God said before, but I'm going to say what He's saying now. So excellence in studying the Word, fasting in prayer, and excellence in performance or excellence in execution. I feel for ministry.
Okay, all right. So around the table, I'm sitting with a couple of guys who see themselves as excellent, whether it's in the marketplace or in the kingdom.
Right.
We see ourselves as excellent. Apart from excellent, what is one word, Davian, you would use to describe yourself?
passionate, very passionate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, stick a pin in passionate. We're coming back to passionate tonight or today, okay? Explain to me what you mean by passionate.
I love life.
Okay.
I love to live life and to be around people that love to live life as well. I'm passionate when it comes to friendships, relationships, church, God, all around passionate.
Okay, all right. Doctor,
Well,
one word.
When I was a little younger, it might have been my word also. Okay? And,
What's
but
wrong with
after-
it being your
after
word
passing,
now?
Passing phase after a while. Okay? What I was passionate about many years ago, I'm not as passionate about it today.
Okay.
I was passionate
Okay.
about a career 20 years from now and about making the money. Today, my entire focus has changed.
Okay.
So I guess as a hyphenated word, I'd probably sound purpose-driven.
Okay, purpose-driven.
Yeah,
All right.
So yeah, every day I wake up, I find myself having a conversation with myself.
Okay.
And the conversation simply goes like this. Today, how am I adding value to my own life? And how am I adding value to the life of somebody else?
Okay.
So
wow.
I live now, I've reduced a lot of my focus into a very small category that's adding value, living out your purpose. You must know the reason why you exist
Yes.
and the thing that you were born for.
Yes.
And otherwise, I'll be chasing after every star, after every dream. Passions
Yes.
come and they
Yes.
fade. And, but purpose is what's going to be that nucleus, what's going to keep you grounded in life. And so I ask myself, what am I doing today to add value to my own life? If I'm not adding value to my own life, I'm walking away from that.
Okay.
And how can I add it to somebody else's life also?
Wow.
That's purpose driven to me.
Okay, so we got passionate on one side, we got purpose-driven on the other side. Take it from a woman sitting in the middle. You don't want anything else. Years ago, I used to watch a show called Yogi Bear, and he would always say that he was better than the average bear. I think I'm sitting with two men that are perhaps a little bit above the average man, right? So I want to get into a discussion about the way you see yourself as a male in the Bahamas. I know that that's something that comes under some very heavy scrutiny. I know it's something that we question a lot because we have a lot to say about the Bahamian male, what they do, what they don't do. What do you think, Doctor? I'm going to field this one to you first. What do you think is the best thing about being a Bahamian male?
I think the best thing about being a Bahamian male is having support of Bahamian females.
You ain't just saying
I'm
that.
just saying. I think what has caused us to be grounded as a country, again, is having the female influence.
Okay.
Females are nurturers.
Uh-huh.
All right? By nature, they nurture. Okay, so I think our exposure, again, sometimes persons look at the pendulum swings both ways.
Okay.
Persons speak about being raised in single parent families like I was, and again, female influences in the classrooms. Most male will never experience male interaction at the educational level. So very rare they never even a male teacher.
Okay.
But for me, the benefit was that females have the chance to birth things in you. They're natural birthers.
Okay.
So the benefit for me was that I always had persons who were naturally inclined to give birth. So they saw something in me. They saw a seed in me. They wanted to nurture that seed and cultivate that seed.
Okay.
So to me, being in the Bahamian context, you always have a nurturing environment.
Okay.
An environment where the mothers in the church want to care for you.
Yes.
Teachers want to see you do better and to improve. And so what has become a curse for some has become a blessing for me.
Okay.
Because I've been nurtured by some strong females in my own life that helped me to understand my sense of maleness as a man.
Okay.
A lot of females taught me how to be a strong man
Okay.
by becoming strong females.
Okay. All right. Wow. How do you follow that?
Exactly. I feel like maybe I should talk first. Then,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
you
So
follow.
from now on, I'm gonna ask you first. Okay.
Well, I feel like in the Bahamian society, I think the Bahamian male is very confident.
Okay.
We don't lack confident males.
No.
We don't.
No.
And it shows, being a school teacher as well, I see it every day.
Okay.
They ain't scared.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I think that's another point of being a Bahamian male. They're very, very confident.
Okay, so we've got men who've been nurtured by strong women. We've got men who, in turn, end up being perhaps very confident. How much of a role does that play in them becoming a success, do you think? Do you think it works to harm or to help more?
Wow. It works to help, but it can also harm.
Okay.
But it does work to help. It works to help because, in pursuing career, you need to be confident about what your goals are, what your dreams are, objectives are. And even in relationships, you need to be confident in your ability to be, I won't say help me, but to add to any relationship or any friendship or any other person's life, like Dr. Romer has been saying. You need to be confident in who you are as a person so that you can add to someone else's life. Okay. So I feel as if it works for the benefit.
Okay, so now that we're finished with beauty, let's turn to age.
I'm not much older than you are.
Get it right.
Look at one.
Right.
That's true. One talking now. You have to be careful because there is a difference between being confident and being cocky. And so sometimes we equate confidence with arrogance.
Yes.
And they're not the same thing. The average man is not confident. All right, he's not confident because confidence speaks again about his self-identity.
Okay.
The average man does not know who he is. If you were confident, you're not going to follow after a gang because you know who you are.
Wow.
Okay.
Very
if you were confident,
point.
you're going to take the lead right now in national development and growth. You're not going to be a second-class citizen if you're confident. That's an intrinsic thing. The average man really has an identity problem.
Okay.
Okay, we struggle with who we are. And again, that goes back again to scripture. That's an attack again upon our malehood. The enemy wants the average man to be confused about who he is as a person. All right, so we sometimes we confuse and we lack the confidence. We don't pursue the goals, the dreams. We allow even women to lead at the forefront. We're comfortable with taking second place, and then we arrogant in our ignorance. All right.
I don't mean to interrupt you there. But I want to say that it seems as though, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it seems as though you're contradicting yourself. Okay? The reason I say that is because a few sentences ago, you were hailing and lauding the strong Bahamian female.
That's correct. And I'll
for her leadership.
I'll get to that point. And that is the difference between confidence and cocky.
Okay.
The confident man understands the role of the female.
Okay.
A cocky man wants to put up and say, you are inferior to me. Okay, that's why we can't confuse confidence and being cocky.
Okay,
right?
yes.
So that's why my thing is that a real man who is confident understands the role of a woman, that they are there to nurture and to give birth to something inside of you.
Okay.
A man who is just cocky will say, you're just a woman. I'm not listening to no woman over me.
Wow.
I'm going to despise anything that looks female. Okay, you're bashing me because they lack a sense of confidence, a sense of their own self-worth, who they are intrinsically. Okay. So now they have identity crisis. Okay. What is this woman doing telling me how to do my lessons? Why is a female teacher in charge of me? So at times they grow up being resentful because of the role of female plays in their own life. Okay, so that's the difference between confidence and being cocky.
Wow. You know what? I think that this is going to be quite a conversation. So what we want to do is we're going to end this segment here. I'm going to say please stay tuned because this is going to be a good one. Thank you so much for watching.